Premier League Weekend Watchlist.
All right, well, let's move on to our second match of the weekend watch list, and that is...
That is going to be a what would have been in the past years an absolute barn burner, the match of the week in the past. But in this particular season, I think
Hold on, let me stop you there. What is actually meant by barn burner? Like you're gonna burn the barn down? It's so
barn.
good.
So you know, back in
your days,
back in the day when this phrase originated, a lot of your get-togethers were held in the barn.
Yeah.
And if things got out of control because you're drinking the moonshine, you got the music on, you got the dancing and the revelry, something might happen and the barn would catch fire.
All right, so yeah, this would have been a barn burner.
This would have been very exciting match in the past, but this year it's kind of lost its luster, and we are talking Chelsea and Man City.
Chelsea and Man City. That's at the Etihad, I believe.
I believe it's.
So.
I think it's at the bridge.
No, I mean, hey, I've been wrong on here before arguing with Mark. Now that he does his research,
I'm not really sure. Let's quickly take a look.
But listen, both teams.
It's at the bridge.
It is at the bridge. Goodness gracious. So both of these teams, not quite firing on all cylinders. Both very good teams, but not quite firing on all cylinders. You saw yesterday or the day before, Chelsea up against Nottingham Forest really should have put them away. They scored early. They should have continued scoring.
Especially how bad Forest looked against Man United.
But Forest at home is a different beast. I don't think they've won a match away, but at home they're better.
I also got to point out that Morgan Gibbs White must have been watching our show because I was giving him shit.
And he was like, I'm playing
And I was
today.
just like, this guy's completely disappeared for all the money the Wolves took Nottingham Forest for. And he actually played. He played really, really well.
From the get-go,
Yeah.
He was all over the place. And Johnson, Brennan Johnson, I think his name is.
I think so.
He played his heart out. He could have had a couple goals, actually. And then the guy on the big dude on the left wing, I forget his name.
I don't know much about Nottingham Forest.
Keep doing well, Nottingham Forest, and maybe we'll remember some of y'all's names.
Exactly.
But he looked very good. And actually, Willie Bolly, I thought, played
Bolly
very well.
was fantastic.
Anyway, we're not talking about Nottingham Forest, but what we're talking about is Chelsea. Chelsea should have put them away. I understand you don't have Reece James. I understand you don't have Chilwell. But listen, those are your fullbacks. Like, you still have £1 billion worth of talent out there on the pitch, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the bench. Oh, I wonder maybe there is something up with that guy. No, it's still Arteta's just a terrible manager, right? Yeah, okay.
It's nightclub before country.
Yeah, nightclub before country. But as well, City just not putting teams away, putting them to the sword. Even Leeds United, when they played Leeds United and they had such a good lead, I still felt like Leeds had a chance to, and if a couple of balls are a few inches this way, Leeds United could have put 3 up on City. That is not.
Yeah.
What?
Look, these are two teams that are falling into patterns that they have fallen into in past seasons. Unfortunately for Chelsea, you know, the story has been injuries to Chilwell, injuries to Reece James. These are two very, very important players to what Chelsea likes to do, and they're suffering because of it. You know, say what you want. Shake your head, no, but this to me is a fact. When it comes to City, I see the same thing as I've seen the last 2 years. Notorious slow starters. Yeah. Last year, when Man City was in 13th place after about 7-8 games, people were like, "Oh my God, what's happening with City?" City is going to be just fine, and before you know it, they're going to be knocking on your door. You know, going, "Oh, I hear you've been saying top of the table."
Yeah, I mean, could be.
You know, it could very well be. But City is, you know, they'll pull it together. I believe that. I don't think they're in terrible form. I think what it is, except for the team that has proven it, that they'll take everybody on and walk away unscathed. This is a league that pretty much top to bottom almost everybody bought. Everyone brought people in.
Bit,
everyone reinforced, and so the league has become a little tougher.
Yeah.
This season,
well, I mean,
there's a little more parity, and maybe not at the top, but definitely all the way down the table.
Well, I mean, just imagine if City lose to Chelsea, and then Newcastle beat Arsenal. All of a sudden, Newcastle's right there on top of City, and both of them are closer to Arsenal. Still, what, that would be 4 points.
4 points.
No, it would still be 7. If we lost and City lost, our gap would be the same. Newcastle, would be tied with City.
They would be within 4
of us. No,
yeah, you guys are 7 points up
of City.
Oh, Newcastle
third. Drew. They didn't win.
Got it.
Newcastle's third. But all of a sudden, Newcastle's right on top of City, and we still have a 7-point clearance.
Gotcha.
So it's one of these where, like, yeah, you should be able to go in and handle your business with Chelsea, but Chelsea play better against better teams. City tend to play, like, it's going to be a very interesting match because both of these teams would think that they could win. Chelsea's not going in looking at City as world beaters again. They're going like, this is probably the best time to play City right now. And this is the first time in a long time that I've seen Pep Guardiola not absolutely certain about his team. Jack Grealish has gotten 2 starts over Foden. That new kid has gotten starts over João Cancelo. Cancelo didn't play at all.
It's not Alvarez, is it?
No, Elliott or something like that. Young kid who's been very, very good. Rico Elliott or something like that. He's been very, very good. But to keep João Cancelo out of the lineup is to me, that's nuts. And it feels like, Bernardo Silva wasn't on one day, Gundogan was on. And so I understand squad rotation and stuff, but you see this every season after an international break. City tend to not be at their sharpest that first game. I'm surprised it's been 2 games.
Right.
Because they weren't at their best against Leeds. They got a win by multiple goals. But they really should have had a lot more. Then they play that match against Everton, who Wolves beat. Sorry, but I mean, come on.
You know my thoughts on that matter. Everton couldn't play Connor Cody against us because you can't play against your loner team, and it just goes to show how important that player is. And that's my shameless plug for Connor Cody because I fucking love him.
It's crazy. So I'm just thinking this could be a very, very interesting match. I think I'm still going to put City. Do you have a prediction for this?
I do have a prediction. I'm going 3-1 with a Haaland hat trick. I don't think there's anyone on Chelsea in that back line that can stop him. And I think he's a little salty from the last match because he should have had a hat trick, and he wants it, and he wants to break all the single season records for goal scoring. And he's the one that's fresh. He didn't go to the World Cup. 3-1, City.
Yeah, I think Phil Foden needs to start. I think
those two do thrive on each other, but
I've seen enough.
Seeing that connection of Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland, it's just kind of, if that starts coming together, look out.
I've just seen enough of Jack Grealish. I feel like he's a little bit too selfish and not as sharp as he has been in his Villa days. Yeah. Where, you know what? Bring him off the bench and let him cause havoc.
Yeah.
From the start, from the get-go,
I agree with you there, and I also think that Grealish is the kind of player that is going to take that price tag, and just walk around and go, yeah, I'm a $100 million man. I'm a $100 million pound man. Fuck all y'all.
That's why I would slide tackle him too. Like, screw that. But I think City get it. I'm going to go 2-1. People have been scoring on City. And Chelsea they're not terrible in the back, but I think Holland gets in there, of course. But I think probably a banger from De Bruyne hasn't scored. He hasn't even assisted in a couple matches. So I know that because I have him on fantasy, and he's killing me. I'm like, why didn't I put Odegaard in there? Odegaard's like on multiple goals and
he's gonna
man of the match.
It's going to cost you like 14 million.
I mean, if I don't get him soon, yeah. So I'm going 2-1 City. I think City do pull this out, but I'll be hoping for a draw, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but maybe even hoping for a Chelsea win. But no, more like a hole to open up in the center of the pitch, and they all fall in and die. All right, well, that's our predictions for Manchester City versus Chelsea. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Mark? Is there any hope that both teams can just get knocked off the board completely?
No.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Peace.